SuperTalk TV. Now, you and I know there are so many good things happening on main streets and downtowns across the Magnolia State. So today we're going to highlight what's happening downtown this weekend, which is always brought to you by the Mississippi Main Street Association. Now, don't forget, you can always go to msmainstreet.com/calendar to get more information on upcoming events. And joining us is Miss Elizabeth with the Ripley Main Street Association. They've got a great event coming up this weekend. So welcome, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you here. It's also good to hear about fall events and things happening around. I know so many downtowns and communities had great summer fun, but it was a little hot. And so it feels good to maybe get a little bit cooler weather and a little bit more fall-like events happening. So what's going on in Ripley this weekend?
This weekend, we are celebrating the grand opening of the Cutoff. And the Cutoff is Ripley's newest and coolest outdoor hangout space. It's really a neat place. It used to be an abandoned car wash. It was vacant for about a decade, and Main Street purchased it a few years ago, and through a series of grants, we've renovated it and converted it into a food truck hub and retail space. And it's Chickasaw themed. It's got 5 large, beautiful Native American murals. And it's been open for a little while, but we just got finished building a deck, so now we're ready for bands and ready to party. So we are going to celebrate that and kick it off this weekend.
Oh, that's cool. So, Elizabeth, when you and your team there with the Ripley Main Street Association are sitting around and going, how can we, bring people downtown, gather people? I mean, was that building always kind of just in the back of someone's mind, like this could be an opportunity? Did someone bring it to you and say, hey, have y'all thought about this particular building and turning it into something else? It's just always amazing to me how someone can see, an abandoned car wash, as you mentioned, and have the forethought and the ideas to, well, let's turn it into, this hangout spot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So how did that happen?
Things like that. And, this one was just an eyesore for so long. We're like, we have got to do something with that. And I think it was built in the 50s. And actually, my dad owned it in the 80s and 90s. So I was painting it back then when I was a little girl. I'm still painting it today. But just to see a space like that, there's so many things that you could do instead of tearing it down. Just like with our Blues Alley, it was painting stuff, and that it's amazing what things like that will do. It just brings a vibrancy to it. And so this little building, it had open bays. It's just a cinder block car wash. So we're like, this would be a cool place for some pop-up shops. And then the more you look at it and think about it, there's more and more that you want to do. So we started applying for grants, and so through a series of grants, we were able to renovate it and make it really, really something special.
Will be something unique to Ripley, which I think is the beauty of all main streets, is that you each have your own individual kind of personality and offerings and opportunities for people to get out and visit other towns and see things they're not going to see in sort of their own town, especially on, these cooler and fall-like Mississippi weekends. So you said it's been up for a little while, but I know this weekend will be a little bit more special. So what will be happening? What will you be bringing to the cutoff?
Friday we will have our ribbon cutting at 10, but we will have our normal food truck that's there, Tula's, and they have.
Did we lose you?
And Chick-fil-A, who doesn't love that? They always bring a crowd. And then Saturday we're going to have over 25 vendors and some live music, and we've got cornhole out there, so it's just going to be a lot of family-friendly fun. Just festivities all day that day. And then there's other fun things going on this weekend. First Monday is going on. A couple of times a year they have a double weekend, and this is one of those.
Well, what's First Monday? We always hear about First Friday, which we'll hear coming up next. Biloxi is capitalizing on First Friday. So what's First Monday? I haven't heard of a First Monday. That's new to me. So that's a Ripley thing.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most things that we're known for here is First Monday. It's one of the oldest flea markets in the United States, and so it's a huge outdoor flea market, and it's usually held the weekend before the first Monday of the month. But, you can get anything there. They have excellent, a whole row of Mexican food, and then you can get anything from plants to cantaloupe to goats, chickens, old pots and pans, just pretty much anything out there. It's a lot of fun.
From cantaloupes to goats to pots and chickens. That's a sight.
I know that's random.
That is, but hey, no, that gets folks out. That's interesting. If people want to keep up with what's happening there in Ripley, particularly on Main Street and at the cutoff, is there a website, Facebook page, something people can go to, Elizabeth?
Yes, you can go to visitRipleyMS.com, or you can follow us on Facebook at Ripley Main Street or the Cutoff.
All righty. Well, I appreciate your time. Wishing y'all good weather and a good time at the cutoff.
You.
What a unique idea.
All right. Thanks so much.
There you go. Now that Ripley has First Monday, but I hear Biloxi Main Street, they've got the First Friday, and they're kicking that off this weekend. And we're working to get Lori with us soon to tell us a little bit about that. But when you're thinking about events this weekend or any fall weekend, don't forget to go to your msmainstreet.com/calendar. That website is jam full of events and happenings across Mississippi and different towns. Maybe you're visiting and want to see what's happening or make plans. Always go there first to see what's going on. But if you're in the Biloxi area or headed that way this Friday, you will want to hit up First Friday. And Lori joins us to tell us a little bit more. Hey, Lori.
Hey, how are y'all?
Doing well. Ripley has First Monday. You have First Friday. I feel like we need to cover every day of the week with a First and a Main Street.
I'm sure we do. I bet if we went through the state, there's something every day of the week. May not be a first, whatever, but anyway.
I know. I like it. Okay, so First Friday, this is a re-kicking off. I think y'all have been utilizing this opportunity for a while now, but the season's getting back started. Tell us about First Fridays there in Biloxi.
Yeah, we go from March all the way through November every year. We take a little break, December, January, February, and then we start right back over in March again. So we go all of the good warm months where we're not worrying about, it being too cold for everybody to be outside. But anyway, First Friday is held at How Hop, which is our creative district, and it's underneath the I-110 right at Howard Avenue and Hopkins Boulevard, which is a famous old section of downtown Biloxi. Everybody knows where that is. The locals do, for sure. And we have 2 bands every First Friday, so great live local entertainment, local music, and lots of food trucks and some great arts and crafts vendors, and we just have a good time.
I see on this flyer, Fly Llama Brewing. Is that a local brewing?
It sure is, and they happen to be right across the street. Our Main Street offices are right next to the How Hop Creative District, which is under the I-110, and Fly Llama Brewing is on the other side of us. So they're our neighbor, and we just love Fly Llama, and we love their concept, and they're good neighborhood and downtown partners.
Well, I'd come out just to try a Fly Llama. I've never heard of it, and that's what makes good things in Main Street so great. You get the opportunity to, discover new and interesting businesses that are nestled within our own communities. I love this has also been going on, or Biloxi Main Street's been going on, I see, for 35 years strong, Lori.
Yes.
What do you think has kept it going that long? 3 decades is a long time to be pouring back into the community.
I think it's our success. I think we've had great success with preserving and enhancing downtown, and then also helping with the local economy and the downtown businesses. We promote them. And so I think what we do well, and that's why we're still here going strong.
For 35 years. Well, you know what else is going strong? People looking to visit their own communities, and I think that's part of what you guys are doing and what Main Street is doing statewide. We're also looking, though, to fall breaks coming up. I can't believe we've been in school long enough to think about that. But coming to the Gulf Coast, will there be things going on all throughout? As First Friday, you said, happening throughout, you mentioned maybe October and November you start to take a break. But I think this would be fun to add into a little vacation staycation if you're headed that way.
Oh, it is. October is a huge month. We don't take a break in October. We take a break after November.
I gotcha.
December is our first break. So in October, the coast is full of so many great events, art walks and festivals, and in our neighboring cities and in ours. But I think the biggest thing that goes on in October for us is Cruising the Coast. It is the largest antique and old car show in the nation. That's hard to believe, isn't it? And it goes from one side of the Gulf Coast to the other. The whole Gulf Coast, every city has an event. We have ours right in the middle of the week, which is the Wednesday, and we have the Biloxi Downtown Block Party. and lots of vendors, lots of food trucks, great entertainment. Gary Wesley comes out as Elvis Presley every year. It's just something the whole community and all our visitors look forward to.
Well, we'll have to share that. It's closer to time, Lori. But where can people go to stay updated with what y'all are doing First Fridays and beyond there, Biloxi Main Street?
Well, just go to our Facebook page, which is Biloxi Main Street on Facebook, and that's the easiest way to keep up with everything we're doing. At the end of October, we have a great cemetery tour. It's in our 19th year, and we portray all the famous and non-famous Biloxians in Old Biloxi Cemetery, which dates back to the 1700s. People don't really realize Biloxi goes back that far. We have a deep 326-year history, and we like to celebrate it.
Super cool. I appreciate your time. You can always go to msmainstreet.com/calendar for more upcoming events, but stick with us. We got more.